It's time now for Tiger Talk with Stan Stevens and head baseball coach Tony Edwards here on 1340 and 95.7 KSMO.
Welcome to Tiger Talk. Stan Stevens and Coach Tony Edwards, coach of Salem Tigers, put on probably their best effort of the year as they defeated Kabul last Thursday. 6-1 was a big win for the Tigers, big SCA win for the Tigers. Got some clutch hitting. Coach, you had to be pretty happy with that game.
Yeah, Stan, very pleased. We talked the other day that, we were trying to find ways to manufacture a few runs here and there and try to take advantage of runners left in scoring position, left on base, and we've been struggling with that up until Thursday. And we did a good job of, getting guys on and taking advantage of second and third, first and second, moving runners, and getting the big hits when we needed. It felt pretty good because, it's something we've been lacking for a while. And, we had another great pitching performance by Bronson that kept us in the whole time. And, we allowed us to get the hits that we needed to and just play good, fundamentally sound baseball. So, yeah, very pleased with the win nonetheless.
When you talk about fundamentally sound baseball, Tigers get a leadoff single by Trey Richter. He steals second. Caden Moody is a fly ball to right. Trey goes to third. A fly ball by Caden DuBois gets the run home. Coach, that's textbook, isn't it?
Yes, it is. That's what you call situational hitting right there. That's something that we always try to pride ourselves in, moving runners, and making the most of the situation. They always say, baseball is a game of outs, but there, as a hitter, there are good outs in baseball. And, those sac flies, those bunts, those moving the runners across, getting guys at third with less than two is a good out in any situation. So, yeah, very pleased with the effort that the boys displayed Thursday.
And it's good to have some of the younger guys coming through. Cash Howard in that fourth inning, he didn't crush the ball, but he put the ball in play, and it was spinning away from the shortstop. Just glanced off his glove for an RBI single. Actually ended up being the game-winning hit. Coach, you got to feel good about that. He didn't try and pull it. He didn't get all of it, but he got enough of it.
Yeah, and that's I've said that from the beginning of the season. We're compromised of about 14 juniors and sophomores, so we're going to have to ask those sophomores to try and step up and deliver those key hits when we need them, or make that key throw across the diamond when it comes to. But yeah, it's good to see our younger guys being a part and help move the baseball a little bit and got us a win. So. It was a good feeling to have, and hopefully we can kind of continue with that here going forward.
And, Coach, you're able to take advantage of obviously getting on base no matter how it is. You got Owen Helms got hit by a pitch. You got forced out by Roy, a walk to Bronson Crocker before the Howard hit. Keep that inning going, and then again you look at the fifth inning. After a single and a walk, they take out Caleb Graven, who I thought pitched a very good game, only gave up 3 hits in the entire game, but he did walk 4, and the Tigers made him pay with that double by Caden DuBois, bringing in both of those guys. Coach, you had to be very pleased with the patience of the Salem Tigers at the plate, but also going the other way when they need to.
Yeah, that's something we've been talking to the players about this whole last week is, waiting for the right pitch, let the game come to you and try not to do too much. I think so many of these kids, we talked about this the other day on the air, I believe, that, players have a tendency to try to get too uptight, too wound, and they try too hard sometimes. And I think sometimes you just got to take a deep breath, focus. And, when a pitch is pitched on the outer half, the rule always for us is if it's pitch away, you hit away. And it's one of those things where, you just got to, take what the pitcher gives you and go with the flow. And we certainly did that. And, it's something we've been trying to practice, is just focus on the fundamentals, focus on your swing, and drive the baseball when needed, and it showed. So very pleased with our effort on Thursday.
You talked about the pitching. Bronson Crocker pitched a great game. A leadoff double in the third inning. He eventually came home to score on a ground out, but then he set down 15 guys in a row after that, Coach. That makes coaching easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does. Bronson's, he's a gamer, and we got several kids like that really do put out the effort that we're looking for. Bronson's one of those. He's our only senior, but I'm telling you, he's acting like a true senior for us. He, every time he steps on that hill, he wants the baseball, and and he goes right after you. I mean, he doesn't walk many guys, keeps the ball down, has a terrific curveball, and and with his leadership that we're developing so far from him this year, it's kept us in ball games, and couldn't be more proud of the senior that we've got in Bronson this season.
And it's not like he faced a team that was 1-5. This team was 5-1 coming into this game, and 1-0 in the SCA. Coach, it was a badly needed win in the SCA for the Salem Tigers if you wanted to even compete for the championship, isn't it?
Yeah. Kabul's got a good ball club, and the teams that Bronson's threw against, are no slouches. I mean, you go out and you throw against Licking, threw just a masterpiece against Licking, who's probably going to be state ranked if they're not state ranked already. And you got a 5-1 Kabul team, and and that's what Bronson, that's what he's up for. He's up for the challenge, and with the experience that he's had over the last couple of years on this ball club, it's really starting to show, and we couldn't be more proud of the situation and the performance that he gave us on Thursday.
Tigers going to be on the road this week. You'll be at Willow Springs tonight. You'll be at Thayer on Thursday, both SCA games. Coach, this is a big week for you.
Yeah. You talked about this the other day that, we're basically going to be stringing in about 5 or 6 conference games here in the next 2 weeks. So, yeah, it's going to be a grind. It's one of these situations where we got a lot of baseball to play here in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and we're just going to take it one game at a time and see if we can't try to get on a run. We're definitely back in the conference race, so hopefully we can string some hits together against Willow, continue to play that good baseball that we seen last Thursday against the Bears, and look forward to Thayer on Thursday. But, yeah, definitely one game at a time.
So tell us a little bit about Willow that Coach. I mean, we've always had good success playing at Willow Springs, but you know what? Every game is a different game.
Yeah, well, Willow's, they've got some guys coming back. I think they got 4 seniors or so. I'm not really certain. They got a new head coach. So they've got some changes they're making. But Willow's always a good ball club that's, that's always going to find a way to put the ball in play. And, their pitching's always, always give us fits, it seems like. So I know last year it was kind of a high-scoring affair. I think it was like 20-10 or something.
That was nuts.
It was nuts, yeah. But I don't expect that kind of a game today by far. But yeah, anytime we go to Willow and they come to our place, it's usually going to be a grind because they do a pretty good job putting the ball in play. And the thing you can find out about Willow is they never quit. I mean, it doesn't matter if they're down 2 runs, 1 run, or 10 runs. They're going to fight to the bitter end, and we're going to have to match that today if we want to beat Willow. That's one thing that SCA schools, they just do, don't they? They just fight and fight and fight, don't they? Yes, absolutely. And that's the thing is, you get out there and you're playing SCA baseball, and, truly, I mean, it's anybody's game out there because, and we'll talk about that next week when we play Mountain View. We've always, that's another team that you think that, they can just sneak up on your heartbeat, and, before you know it, they're going to put up 5 or 6 runs, and, like Willows and those type of teams that, I mean, it's a grind in the SCA, and it's good competition, good baseball for sure, and looking forward to these next couple of weeks for sure. So just so you can relive last year where it was 20-10, Salem got 13 hits. They got a total of, get this, 14 walks, and they had 6 guys hit by a pitch. Yeah, that's one of those you definitely don't want to relive. It's kind of nice to get the runs that we got and the hits, but yeah, it's one of those where I think that we're not going to see that kind of game today. We're going to see, we're going to stick to our game plan with our pitching. We're going to come at you and throw strike, keep the ball down, and we'll hopefully try to limit the errors today and see if we can't. Try to hit the baseball against the Willow Springs Bears today. So we'll see. It should be a good matchup. Thank you, Coach. Stay tuned. We got Tiger baseball coming up next. Thanks, Coach. You bet.
That has been Tiger Talk with Salem head baseball coach Tony Edwards. And now, Salem Tiger Baseball on KSMO and KSMO Media.
What's the fastest way for you to get yourself up to date on the latest in news, sports, weather, and obituaries that costs you absolutely nothing? It's Your World Today. Serving Salem and Dent County now for over 20 years, Your World Today is 4 pages of information that will take you about 5 minutes to read, and they're available in over 30-plus locations in Salem and in Bunker. Your World Today. Pick one up every weekday. They're free. Have you seen Town Screen yet? It's one of the most affordable ways to get your message out in the community. With strategically placed vertical screens in numerous locations in Salem, check it out at Advanced Chiropractic, Jet Tires and Auto, Salem Bowling Center, and Terrell's Complete Auto Care, just to name a few. Find out more about how you can use Town Screen for everything local. Stop by 800 South Main or call 636-338-1199. Hometown created and maintained. Town Screen in Salem.
You're listening to Salem Tiger Baseball on KSMO AM 1340 and 95.7 and streaming on KSMOradio.com and our KSMO stream page on Facebook. Brought to you as a courtesy of K&H Auto Supply, Town and Country Bank, Salem Memorial Hospital, Salem Memorial Clinic, Farm Bureau Insurance, Country Mart, the Bank of Salem, Napa Mooney Auto Supply, Your World Today, Progressive Ozark Bank, Town Screen LLC, City of Salem, Town and Country Insurance, Tax Masters, Southwest Baptist University Salem Campus, Terrell Complete Auto Care, Edward Jones, Duncan Family Chiropractic, Jadwin and Smith Auto Body, State Farm Insurance, Stephen Patterson, Attorney at Law, Salem Trust, Cuddy's Well Service and Plumbing LLC, Enrichment Services, Dent County Vet Clinic, Aligned by Design Chiropractic, and Hometown Mechanical.
We welcome you to Willow Springs, Missouri. Stan Stevens along with you here as the Salem Tigers take on the Willow Springs Bears here at Willow on a partly cloudy afternoon. The sun is coming through right now. We've had some intermittent clouds. Been a very, very comfortable afternoon. And the Salem Tigers will come in trying to get their second straight win in SCA play as they take on the Bears here. The Bears are in their burgundy tops with their gray pants, burgundy socks for the Salem Tigers. Gray pants, their Carolina blue bottoms are their jerseys and the navy blue tops. And that's where we'll get started out. Trey Richter will come in to lead things off. He'll be at shortstop today. Caden Moody batting second will be in center. Caden DuBois will be batting third and pitching today for the Salem Tigers. Owen Hamilton will be in the cleanup spot playing first base. Cash Howard out in right field. He'll be batting fifth. Hayden Sanders at catching, batting sixth. Roy Stevens at second base, batting seventh. Blake Edwards at third base, batting eighth. And it's Corby Ball out in left field. He'll be batting in the number 9 slot. Rogan Traver on the hill. The first pitch comes home. That's a curve in for a strike. His battery mate is Ryan Kohler. Train going by already. The first one of the day right at the start of the game. Next pitch comes in. That fastball's high and away. On the infield, we'll go over that here in just a second. As Traver's ready, here comes the pitch home. That fastball again outside. At first base, Luke Mansfield. At second base, it's Caden Fossiter. Shortstop, Ryan Frigga. And Jace Rogers at short. Pitch inside and low to curve. And out in the outfield, out in right field, Jordan Rutledge. In left field, Dustin Lewis. And in center, it's Braxton Wilbanks. 3-1 to count. On Richter, leading it off here as the pitch comes in. High ball 4, lead-off walk. The first pitch is a strike. 4 straight bad ones after that. And Caden Moody will stand in. Well, they cut the grass back toward the fence. They left it a little bit high on the infield. They have infield grass, so very similar to Salem does. The entire base paths are cut out like Salem. And the base lines to first and third, they are covered in grass. So very similar to Salem Tiger Field. Moody waits, pitch comes home, and there's a high fly ball in the center field. Coming on and making the catch, that is Wilbanks. One down. Caden DuBois will stand in. Caden had a good game, had 3 RBIs in the last game. Sacrifice fly, a 2-run double. Richter, the short lead at first. Infield does not look all that soft right now. They don't
doesn't look like they did a lot to chew it up a little bit. As the pitch is not made, it says throw to first base, and Richter is in easily. Pretty much straight away, they leave right center for Du Bois. He's been hitting that slot here lately. Pitch comes home, and low and away, goes back to the backstop, throw down to second base, and retreating was Richter as the ball got past. The catcher, Ryan Kohler, came right back to him off the new wood they put down here a couple years back. Ball shot right back to him, and he was able to come up ready to throw. And Richter returned, and there's a high fly ball into short center field. Coming on and making that catch, also Will Banks, quickly 2 down. Owen Hamilton will stand in. So 2 flyouts to center. Will Banks. A lot of room out there down in right field. Jordan Rutledge playing right down the line. So there's a lot of big room out there in right center field for all right-handed hitters. Rogan Traver brings it home and a swing, check swing, but it went around anyway. It was Owen Hamilton. That's a strike. Ball was up high and tried to check his swing. Owen standing right up on top of that plate and up in the front part of the box. Quickly 0-1. 2 down. Pitch instead over to first base and back easily is Trey Richter. Richter had a couple of stolen bases last game against Kabul. Big hole on that right side where the first baseman is holding on Richter. That's Luke Mansfield. Pitch comes in. There's a hot shot into right center field. And that's down. It goes to the fence. Richter is going to make the turn. He will score. And on his way in to second base with a double is Hamilton. Looked like from our angle that Braxton Wilbanks thought he was going to get that ball. And when he got near it, that ball hit and just took off. And an RBI double for Hamilton. He never really got all that close, but it looked like he had what I guess he thought was a good jump, but that ball tailed away from him, went down to the fence. Hamilton out at second base with that RBI double, 1-0 Salem for Cash Howard. He had that gap that we were talking about. They left it open. It gets a ground ball up the middle, taken there by the shortstop to throw the first in time as Rogers throws out Cash Howard, 6-3 on that putout. 1 run, 1 hit, a walk. He came around to score, and 1 man left. We have now played a half an inning. It's Salem 1. Willow coming to bat. We'll come back in a minute. This is Tiger Baseball on KSMO Media.
It's finally here, a Cash Rewards Platinum credit card from Progressive Ozark Bank. You can earn 1% cash back on purchases with unlimited cash back. The card offers fraud monitoring, cell phone protection, and digital payments are accepted. Plus, increase your purchasing power with our Business Cash Rewards credit card. Enjoy a business credit card from your local community bank. It's easy to apply. Go to ProgressiveOzarkBank.com or pick up an application at Progressive Ozark Bank, 904 West Scenic Rivers Boulevard. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender where people matter.
Hi, my name is Michelle Bland. I'm the new family nurse practitioner at SMDH Family Medicine. I will be providing family medical services for all ages. I'm now accepting new patients, so please call 729-8000 to make an appointment. SMDH Family Medicine is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Salem Memorial District Hospital. Every patient, every encounter, every time.
We go to the bottom of the first inning, Salem with a 1-0 lead on the RBI double by Owen Hamilton. Don't forget Cards and Rockies tonight. 6:45 the pregame show, or right after Tiger Baseball here on KSMO. Appreciate you being along with us. Great afternoon for baseball. Got the old sunglasses on, need a cap. Didn't bring one. Thought it might be on the other side where you don't need the cap, but it ended up on the side you do need the cap. Therefore, I'll get a nice, good burnt forehead tomorrow, but that's okay. We will be, by the way, tomorrow at the Salem City Park for the Lady Tiger Licking Lady Wildcat game. That game gets underway at 5 o'clock. Don't forget, 5 o'clock start time on that one. It's the Tigers and the Wildcats on the girls' side. That'll be tomorrow, 5 o'clock, Salem City Park. That game was to be played at Licking, but they're undergoing some field renovations, and they're not done. So they moved that game to Salem. And we'll be there to bring it to you on KSMO Radio, AM 1340, FM 95.7. We'll also be bringing it to you on our KSMO video streams on KSMORadio.com, the KSMO Stream Facebook page, and our KSMO YouTube. Jace Rogers stands in from the right side. He'll lead it off against Caden DuBois. He'll be caught today by Hayden Sanders. The pitch comes in, a swing and a miss, one down and in. DuBois wears number 12. We'll give you the defense as we go through here in this first inning. Rogers waits. The pitch comes in, a curve and a foul back. At first base, Owen Hamilton. At second base, Roy Stevens. Trey Richter at shortstop, and it's Blake Edwards down at third base. Out in the outfield and left, Corby Ball. Center field, it's Caden Moody. Right field, it's Cash Howard. The pitch comes home, swing and a foul back. Just got a piece of that one. Jace Rogers, multi-sport athlete. For the Bears, gets back in. Right-handed batter. Up on top of that plate. That's the way the kids like it today. The pitch comes in, and a line drive, one-hopper off Edwards' chest. He has it, though, to first base. Is by Hamilton. Goes to the fence. Nobody backing up as the right fielder now gets there. And it'll be an error, a hard error on Edwards. That ball was smoked. It came up and hit him in the chest. But he would have had him, but it'll be an error. And Rogers ends up in second base. Hamilton couldn't knock it down. If you're going to throw it low, give him a good high hop so he can get to it. But this one was short hopped, and Owen couldn't dig it out. So Ryan Fricka stands in. Right-handed batter. The pitch comes in low and goes all the way back to the screen. Comes off to Sanders, but he dropped the ball. Sanders would have had a shot at Rogers, but he dropped the ball. Reached for it, had it, dropped it. Very, very narrow area behind home plate here at Willow. Pitch comes in, a pop-up on the infield. Who wants it? DuBois calls for it and makes the catch. Ryan Kohler will stand in. One out, runner at third base. An error and a wild pitch got him there. Oh, I tell you, Blake Edwards going to have a mark on his chest from that hot shot. One hopped him, stayed in front of it, but then did not make the good throw. And there's a little chopper towards Richter. No play at home. Throws the first in time for the out. 6-3. The put out. And now they're going to appeal to the home plate umpire to see what he saw. And I think he said he's looking at third baseline. So the outstand call. So 2 down, run is in, 1-1 our score. Rogan Traver at the plate. He's doing the pitching today. Where's number 13? A pitch from DuBois. Fastball inside. Run for each side here in the first inning. Pitch to Traver. There's a ball hit foul down the third baseline and out of play. From our angle, we cannot see very far down the left field line. Directly down the line. We can see into straightaway left field and the rest of the field, but that left field corner, not viewable. Pitch comes in, a curve. That's inside for a strike right on the corner. 1-2. Wade call. Traver did not agree. Slightly open stance. And the 1-2 from DuBois comes in. Another curve and a foul straight back. Still 1-2. We're in the first inning. Each team with a run. Salem will walk and then 2-out double by Owen Hamilton. An air wild pitch and a ground out. That fastball's outside, 2-2. For Salem in the second inning, it'll be Sanders, Stevens, Edwards. The pitch and a pop-up. will stay in play. It's over by the Salem dugout and out of play. Still 2-2, 2 down. Caden DuBois on the hill. Edwards a step in front of the bag at third, and the 2-2 pitch comes in off the catcher's glove back to the screen as Sanders got boxed on that one. Just a little bit inside. Didn't turn the glove over and actually caught it off the heel. That's 3-2. DuBois ready, so is Traver. Here's the pitch. And a line drive into center field. Here comes Moody. He has to play it on a hop.
Traver drives it to center.
Traver gets a base hit to center field. Cade got a good jump, but just couldn't get there. Played it safe. And a 2-out single by Rogan Traver. Braxton Wilbanks will stand in. Braxton wears number 14. There'll be a pinch runner for him. So Cousin Smith will go in to run for Traver. There's a late swing, runner going, and no throw. And the batter did not get out of the way. The umpire started to make a call, but then backed off. Batter got in the way of Sanders. He did not throw. Had he tried to, I bet he would have been called out. And there's a line drive right at Stevens, who makes the catch. Braxton Wilbanks lines out to Roy Stevens to end the inning. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. We've played 1. It's 1-1. Back in a minute. This is Tiger Baseball on KSMO Media.
There's a place for do-it-yourselfers with everything for your car or truck.
Check out these spring specials at K&H Auto Supply. You'll find True Fuel Pre-Mixed 2-Cycle Fuel $7.49, Body Glove Seat Covers for $32.99, No Spill 5-gallon gas can for $36.99, and a Carbon XT Lightning Cable Charger for $19.99. K&H Auto Supply here in Salem.
Park City. Yeah, Park City. Park City.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're here for all of life's wins. Like when you get a new car, or new boat, or new driver, or when your son moves out, but your mom moves in, or you find out you're expecting again, or when one rental property turns into 2, then 20, or you realize they're all in Tornado Alley. Life is full of life events. Make sure you have the right policy for each of life's wins.
A life event could qualify you for a discount. Call me, Willie Strader, your Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance agent, and we will make sure you have the coverage you need.
1-1 our score as Aiden Sanders will come in. Aiden, right-handed batter of the Salem Tigers, doing the catching today. Stands in against Rogan Traver. Pitch to Sanders, up and in. Ball 1 with a fastball. Here at Willow Springs, they do have a bit of a backdrop here. It's painted, obviously, burgundy. Right over the center field fence. The pitch, there's a high foul out of play. Part of that may be because there's a lot of woods back there. A little bit hard to see coming out of that. So it gives the batter at least something to be able to gauge the depth. Here comes the pitch, curveball, and a swing and a miss. He just underneath that one. 1-2. Traver ready. He gets the sign. He brings it up and in. Ryan Kohler doing the catching today for the Bears. 2-2 the count. Sanders waits. Stevens is on deck. Here comes the pitch. And there's a high fly ball on the left center field. Hit pretty well. Going back near the fence and making the catch out in center field is Braxton Wilbanks. He's been a busy guy today. That's his third put-out. Sanders hit that one well, but about 15 feet, 10 to 15 feet short. So Roy Stevens will stand in. Roy playing second base. Pitch comes to him, almost hit him. It curves in for a strike. Roy standing right on top of that plate. That curveball came right across his chest. Caught the inside edge. Strike one. Next one to Roy. Fastball outside. This one just missed. Kohler held it there for the umpire and then take another look. He wasn't interested. The 1-1. Fastball, strike two. This one right on the inside edge again. I know Roy didn't agree with it, but he's right on top of that plate. 1-2 the count. Here it comes. There's a little pop fly right towards the shortstop. Backs out and makes the catch. Easy catch for Rogers. And there's two down.
Stepping in the box, the Tigers, number 13, Blake Edwards.
Blake Edwards will stand in. Wears number 13 for the Salem Tigers, also batting from the right side. Facing Rogan Traver, here it comes. Curveball almost hit his bat, but it was over his head. Ball one. Always got to drop your bat in those situations. Ball can hit your bat and go fair, go foul. On ball that's behind you. Pitch comes in, a fastball for a strike. Blake taking all the way, 1-1. Right-handed batter Edwards. All the way down to the bat handle. The pitch comes in, tried to check his swing. He went around. 1-2. Ball would be on deck. Nobody on, two down here in the second inning. The pitch. Strike three call. Inside corner. Drop there by Kohler, but he throws to first for the out. Kay looking 2-3 on the put-out. First strikeout of the day for Traver. And the Salem Tigers go down in order 1-2-3. We've now played an inning and a half. To the bottom of the second inning we go. Salem 1, Willow 1. Back in 1 minute. This is Tiger Baseball on KSMO Media.
At Country Mart in Salem, you'll find gluten-free, organic, and diabetic products. They also have fresh produce, quality meats, a bakery, and a full-service deli that serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Have you joined the Country Mart e-Club yet? You'll receive exclusive offers, weekly specials, and special sale items through your email. It's free to join, and for more information about the e-Club, go to www.tcmarkets.com. It's just another service from Country Mart in Salem.
Hi, Carrie Patton here from Town & Country Bank. We've got all the perks of a national bank, like online banking, quick loan approval, and you can even deposit your check from your phone. That's not why our customers love us, though. They love us because we still offer hometown customer service. Stop by one of our area locations and let our friendly team remind you how special hometown banking can be. Smart, friendly solutions. Town & Country Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
To the bottom of the second inning we go. Dustin Lures, Jordan Rutledge, and Luke Mansfield. That'll be the three up for the Bears to face Caden DuBois. Second inning of work. 1-1 our score. Sanders ready to throw this one down. Pitch comes in, and down to second it goes.
Leading off the bottom of the second for the Bears, number 12, Dustin Lures.
Lures, long, lanky, right-handed guy. Where's number 12? Lures is playing left field today. Standing in against Caden DuBois. First pitch coming in. Up and in with a fastball. Lures deeper in the box than most. Pitch comes in high, 2-0. Not really super crowding the plate, but close enough. Now edges a little closer, actually, gets his hands right over the plate. There's a fastball in the outside corner for a strike. 2-1 to Caden DuBois. Scrapes a little bit on the mound here. It's a very narrow mound here at Willow. Pitch comes in a foul back, so it goes up very quickly and comes down very quickly. It's tapered down the front pretty well, but on the sides, it's like falling off a cliff. It goes down pretty quick. 2-2 the count. Here comes the pitch. Curve and a high pop up. Owen Hamilton calls for it right at the bag, makes the catch. And Jordan Rutledge will stand in. Lures got underneath that one and just skied it straight up.
Number 2, Jordan Rutledge.
Rutledge will bat from the right side as well. He is on top of the plate, up right in the front part of the plate as well. One down here in the second inning. Fastball for a strike. Outside edge. Tigers straight away for this hitter. Do give him a little bit of right center. Pitch to Rutledge. Pile straight back. The boys just coming right at him with some fastballs here. Great afternoon for baseball. Partly cloudy skies. Got some intermittent peeking sun in and out. The 0-2. Low and away. Good scoop by Sanders. Tigers straight away infield and outfield, except maybe a little bit, just slightly to pull for Moody in center. The pitch comes in, it's in the dirt, goes all the way back to the screen. Like Du Bois tried to throw an off-speed pitch, and it got away from him. 2-2, another train's getting ready to come on by. Here's the train coming. Pitch comes home and a swing and a miss. Took a little something off. Change out, first strikeout for Cade Du Bois, and Luke Mansfield will stand in. Mansfield wears number 9. He's playing first base today. The DH, Jacob Roberts, is on deck. We're in the second inning. The pitch from Du Bois, a swing and a miss. Salem in their third will have Corby Ball in the top of the order. Traded Richter and Kate Moody. Nothing shaken so far for the Bears here in the second. A pitch, that's a strike. Quickly 0-2. As you probably can hear the train coming by. This is a busy little field out here with trains throughout the afternoon. The 0-2 comes home. Curve. Swing and a miss. Very defensive swing by Mansfield. He's down on strikes, 2 strikeouts in the inning for Du Bois, and down in order go the Bears. Salem went down in order. The Bears go down in order. We'll go to the third inning. It's still 1-1. Back in a minute. This is Tiger Baseball on KSMO Media.
Love your car savings is going on right now at Napa Auto Parts Store in Salem. You'll find Equus gauges and tubing kits starting at $7.29. Save up to 25% on select digital trailer brake controls, switches, and wiring connectors, and Napa full synthetic high mileage motor oil for $25.99 for the 5-quart size. Stop by Napa Auto Parts Store at 604 East Scenic Rivers Boulevard in Salem today.
Did you know that hand washing was the single most effective way to stay healthy? This is Deborah Hobson, Director of Infection Prevention, Employee Health and Education. Many diseases and conditions are spread by not washing hands with soap and clean running water. Germs can get into the body through the eyes, nose, and mouth. If you have any questions regarding proper hand washing techniques or infection prevention, give me a call at 729-6626, Salem Memorial District Hospital. Every patient, every encounter, every time.
We're getting ready for the third inning. Corby Ball will lead things off here as Rogan Traver has one more warm-up pitch to throw. He does, very high, and firing it down very high to second base is Ryan Kohler. Ball will stand in. He plays left field.
Number 9, Corby Ball.
Corby getting the chance to hit today. Right-handed batter on top of the plate. Check swing foul goes back towards the girls' softball game, almost into that field. Tried to hold back, ball hit the bat, flew right over the fence. Pitch, curveball in for a strike. Corby wanted to pull the trigger, just couldn't do it. Fairly shallow for him in the outfield. Straight away on the infield. The 0-2 comes home. Pop foul off to the right side. That does go out of play. Again, back towards the softball field, but not quite as far. Off-speed pitch. Got a piece of that. Still 0-2. Richter's on deck. The pitch comes to ball, and there's a foul at the plate again. Another curveball. Got a piece of it. Sun right now behind some clouds. It's right down the right field line, moving to the west. Ball back in. Traver the sign. From Kohler, here comes strike three call. It's a good fastball. Second straight strikeout.
Stepping in the box for the Tigers, leadoff hitter.
Trey Richter stands in. Trey then walked and came around to score in the double by Owen Hamilton. Left-handed batter. Facing Reagan Traver. Here comes a late call, high curve. Coach Edwards didn't like that call. Late call by the umpire. 0-1 the count, a pitch. Shot, foul tip. 0-2. Trey tried to go to left field with that. They give him a big hole on that left side. Third baseman Frigga right down the line and almost even with the bag. Quickly, the 0-2 pitch comes in, just outside. 1-2 the count. We're in the third inning. 1-1 our score. Willow and Salem both scored in the first inning. Richter waits. Here it is. Fouls it back off to the left side. That's out of play. Still 1-2. Salem will be at Thayer on Thursday to take on the Bobcats. 4:30 game time. We'll have that contest right here on KSMO Radio. Beautiful Thayer, Missouri. 1-2 the count. Pitch comes to Richter. Foul tipped at the plate. Just got a piece of it. Foul that back off Kohler. A little slow to get back behind the plate. Twingles his fingers. Gives the sign. The 1-2. Chopper towards second base. Richter gets by and will reach on the error.
Richter makes it to first.
The error, I'm going to have to say, was on the second baseman, Caden Fossiter. He got the ball. Ball was not hit very hard, and then he tried to, I don't think he ever really got a grip, then tried to flip it to the first baseman, and Mansfield never got to it, so we're going to give it to the second baseman, although that may not be the proper person to give the air to. From our angle, we had the umpire standing right there. Couldn't tell. Moody thought about the bunt foot on the first base, and back in is Richter. He got off as Moody squared around the bunt. Kohler fired down there. It fired it a little bit high, and Trey was able to get in. They're going to call it a strike on Moody. Said he did go around on the bunt. The 0-1 to Moody. And a pop fly in the right field. Going to carry out to the right fielder, and making that catch is Jordan Rutledge. 2 down. Good idea, good place to go, but he got up in the air. Actually, he probably hit it too well. Not playing very deep for Caden. So Du Bois will stand in. He flew out to center his first time. And scooted the right fielder over a little bit more toward right center. And they play straight away. The pitch, Du Bois hits one pretty well out to center again. Backing up, but still with plenty of room. Making that catch is Braxton Wilbanks. So Du Bois hit it pretty well to center, but again, not deep enough. Wilbanks still about 10, 15 feet from the track, makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, an error, one left. We've now played 2.5. To the bottom of the third we go. 1-1 our score. We'll be back in a minute. This is Tiger Baseball on KSMO Media.
Terrell Complete Auto Care is a full-service auto repair center in Salem. They offer full-service oil changes as well as $2 discounts on Tuesdays for all ladies, and Wednesday is Senior Citizen Day. Plus, Terrell Complete Auto Care can take care of all your auto and diesel repair needs. They offer free pickup and delivery in town. Call 729-5761. James and Sheena and the staff of Terrell Complete Auto Care are proud to support the Salem Tigers.
With tax season fast approaching, you might have some questions that you need answered. If so, give the Tax Masters a call. They have over 40 years of experience and can handle all types of accounting services plus certified e-filing. Don't ever let yourself be a slave to the IRS. Come and see Jackie or Beth at Tax Masters, located at 107 West 4th Street here in Salem, or call 729-3001.
We go to the bottom of the third inning. It will be Jacob Roberts, the DH, and then Chase Rogers and Ryan Frigga to face Cade Du Bois. We are in the bottom of the third. 1-1 our score. Yeah, Cards baseball coming up tonight from Colorado. 6:45 pregame show, or right after Tiger baseball here on KSMO. So far, been a fairly fast-moving game. We'll be at home tomorrow, Salem City Park, for the Lady Tigers and Lady Wildcats. Pitch comes in, a pop-up, short center field. Moody calls for it, makes the catch. One pitch, one out. Chase Rogers stands in. He hit one off the chest of Blake Edwards and then reached on the air on the throw by Blake. It got past Owen Hamilton, then he went down to second base. He's got good speed. So Edwards has to play in at third. He even cheated in a little bit at second and short. Pitch comes in, a bunt right down the third base line, but foul. Hayden Sanders is out there in a heartbeat. As I said, he's got good speed. Seen guys that can run like this just tap it past the pitcher, and they can usually beat it out. We'll see what Jace has in mind. A swing and a miss, late swing on that high fastball, 0-2. Frigga is on deck. We're in the bottom of the third, 1-1. Du Bois ready to pitch. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. His third strikeout. And Ryan Frigga will stand in. That's 5 in a row, set down by Cade Du Bois. Frigga popped out to Du Bois back in the first inning, straight up the chute. We're in the bottom of the third here at Willow Springs, Missouri, on an absolutely fantastic day for baseball. The pitch comes home. There's a chopper towards Edwin. By him in the left field for a base hit. Blake did not charge that ball, and it ate him up on the big hop. It'll be a base hit. That ruins the string of 5 in a row. A ball like that, you got to charge it and catch it right as soon as it hits the grass and comes up. Otherwise, you don't know how high it's going to go, and that was kind of where Blake was, caught him in that Bermuda Triangle. Do I go in? Do I back up? And he chose wrong. Oh, and by him into left field. Easy to say. You got to make that split-second decision in a heartbeat. Kohler stands in, pitch low, ball 1. Kohler grounded out to short his first time. He got the RBI to tie the game. Pitch, a little bit high. 2-0. Trying to keep it inside on Kohler. Right-handed batter. Stands in just a little bit off the plate. He waits. The sign from Sanders. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Took a little something off that one, did Du Bois. Kohler ready. So is Du Bois. Checks the runner. The pitch. Strike 2 on the outside. Delayed steal. Go to second base. And they say safe. So Frigga on delayed steal caught Sanders just off stride, and he gets the stolen base. Sanders is getting ready to throw it back to Du Bois, and then Frigga took off. 2-2 comes home. Curveball just missed inside, 3-2. Sanders held it there, hoping to get the umpire to change his mind. Didn't work. The 3-2 pitch coming home, and there's a smash towards second. Stevens has it, though the first base is in time. 4-3 on the putout. No runs, a hit, no errors, one left. We have played 3 innings here at Willow Springs. Our score, Salem 1, Willow 1. Back in a minute. This is Tiger Baseball on KSMO Media.
What are your plans for the future? Do you need a boost to generate a new plan, or can't afford to go away to college, or your work schedule won't allow you to go? Let Southwest Baptist University Salem campus be the boost. SBU is committed to flexibility, expertise, and the state-of-the-art technology. We now offer 2 new associate's degrees in teaching and Christian ministries, along with master's degrees in education and business. For more information, please contact admissions counselor Chris Welch to schedule an appointment as a prospective or returning student. You may call 573-729-7071. SBU Salem campus is your higher education with Christian principles.
In a world where everything is digital, your payments should be too. Time is precious. Digital payments provide a quick and simple way to make secure purchases. The Bank of Salem recognizes the need for digital payment convenience and is excited for you to enjoy a new way to pay. We now support Apple Pay, Google Pay, Fitbit, Garmin, and MasterPass. To enroll, call or stop by either Bank of Salem location today and let us help make your shopping experience easier. Message and data rates may apply. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Welcome back to Willow Springs. While Kohler was getting dressed, they had the JV catcher come out, and first 2 pitches were at his feet, and the next curveball, he just gave up and went through the glove toward the dugout for Kohler. And so it was just kind of funny to watch him. You're like, okay, not this level yet. Owen Hamilton will stand in. Owen doubled to right center field, drove in the only run for the Salem Tigers. That was back in the third. By the way, that's the only hit for the Salem Tigers. Drove in Trey Richter, who had walked, came around. Pitch coming in. High fastball up and in, ball 1. Rogan Traver on the hill. Outfield still straight away for Hamilton. Pitch comes home, and there's a shot to the right side, foul. Goes off of a building over there by the softball field. Might have been their dugout. 1-1. Owen waits. The pitch comes home. Fastball. There's a smash into the hole. Base hit.
Hamilton drives to the left field.
Hamilton got one down and in, and he got a base hit to left. And Cash Howard will stand in. Cash grounded to short, where Rogers got the big high, was able to throw him out by a step. Big hole on the right side for Cash. If he can pull the ball. Hamilton with the short lead at first base, being held on there by Luke Mansfield. The pitch comes home. Cash pops it foul. Well, not even foul. It's just down the third base line and caught there by the shortstop. And that'll be 1 out. Looked like it was going to go foul off the bat. It just stayed right down the line. Didn't get very high. And the shortstop, Rogers, able to take that one down. So 1 out. Hayden Sanders hit a fly to deep center. They play him to pull. The pitch comes in, and he hits a little fly into short right center field. Going out and fighting the sun a little bit is the second baseman, and that's Foster, excuse me. So quickly 2 out here. After the single, 2 pop-ups on the infield. And Roy Stevens will stand in. He popped up to second his first time. Hamilton at first. 2 down now. Pitch comes home. Swing and a miss. Good fastball by Rogan Traver. In the 4th inning for the Bears, it'll be Traver, Braxton Wilbanks, and Dustin Lewis. Stevens asked for time. Backs out. Pitch comes in, knocked down nicely by Kohler on a ball in the dirt on the outside edge. Hamilton could not advance. 1-1. 2 down. Top of the 4th. 1-1 score. Traver looks in. Pitch to Stevens. High and tight. 2-1. Roy waits. He's been known to go to right field. See if he can do it here. 2-1. There's a ground ball right up the middle, but right to Rogers. He has it and steps on second for the out. Stevens grounds out. A fielder's choice. 6 unassisted, forcing Hamilton, and that retires the side. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We've now played 3.5. To the bottom of the 4th we go. 1-1 our score. We'll come back in a minute. This is Tiger Baseball on KSMO Media.
Is your back continually giving you pain? Do you constantly have headaches? Do you have numbness or tingling in your arms, hands, legs, or feet? These are symptoms, and they're a warning sign from your body. And if you'd like to know why they're occurring, Dr. Amber Duncan of Duncan Chiropractic can help. Her mission is to find the cause of the problem and correct it. Give Dr. Amber Duncan a call at 729-2321 or stop by 401 East Scenic Rivers Boulevard in Salem.
There's a lot to do at the newly renovated Salem City Park. Headlining the activities is the totally rejuvenated Alice Lou Craig Municipal Pool that offers visitors and residents of all ages a full day of fun. The park also includes a brand new splash pad adjacent to Billy's Playground, Salem's new all-accessible playground where children with different abilities can play together. The park has numerous ball fields as well as pavilions that are available to rent for private outings. For more information about the Salem City Park, visit the Salem Park and Recreation Facebook page online.
We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-1 score as Caden Du Bois back to the hill. Hayden Sanders behind the plate. Tigers have Edwards at third. Trey Richter at second. Roy Stevens at second base. I'll get it right. Owen Hamilton over at first. Cash Howard at right. Cade Moody out in center, and Corby Ball in left.
The pitcher, number 13, Rogan Traver.
2 hits in the game for the Bears. 2 hits in the game for the Tigers. Pretty even game. Error on each team. And standing in is Traver, and tries the bunt, and it goes foul off the screen. Rogan tried to bunt that ball down the third base line and popped it up. Hit the screen right in front of some Salem fans down the sideline. They got to see that ball up close. Pitch comes in, a swing and a miss on a curve. Traver in the cleanup spot, singled his first time. Pitch. Strike 3 call, outside corner. Du Bois with his 4th strikeout.
For the Bears, number 14, center fielder, Braxton Wilbanks.
So Braxton Wilbanks will stand in. He wears number 14, another right-handed batter. All right-handed batters for the Bears today. Du Bois with his 4th strikeout. Brings it. There's a line drive in the right center. That's trouble. That's going to get down and plug the gap. Getting over there as Cash Howard gets it in. But it'll be a double for Braxton Wilbanks. Nobody out in that area. That ball was a line drive out to right center. Dustin Lures will stand in, man, at second base, one down. Third hit for the Bears. Edwards T with the bag at third, but off the line. Hamilton cheating in at first base. Expecting the bunt. Pitch to Lures, not bunting. Takes the strike on the outside corner. Hamilton still in on the grass. Lures popped out to first his first time. Pitch comes in the dirt, knocked down by Sanders, who chased it down. Good job by Hayden. That ball bounced in front of him, and he was able to chase it down the third base line. That prevented Braxton Wilbanks from moving on to third. Still just one down, the 1-1 count. The pitch, swinging a foul on a high fastball. Lures went after it. Hamilton still in at first base. He should be backing up another couple of steps, though. The 1-2 count. Here it comes. Curve, and there's a grounder. Fair down the third base line. That's going to bring in a run and make it 2-1. That ball just stayed fair. And Lures gets the RBI single. 2-1 Bears. Edwards couldn't get there. Ball was about a foot fair. All got it back in, but no way of getting Braxton. He scored easy. So Jordan Rutledge will stand in. He struck out his first time. So a double and a base hit here in the fourth have given the Bears the lead. Rutledge stands in. The pitch comes home and a swing and a miss. He struck out his first time. 2-1 Willow Springs. Rutledge back in. The pitch up and in goes right off of his wrist. He is hit by the pitch.
Hit by pitch.
And that'll put runners at first and second with only one out. Du Bois tried to come up and in, and ball hit Jordan Rutledge on the wrist. He's trying to shake it off.
Number 9, first baseman Luke Mansfield.
Well, he appears to be okay. If umpires want to see, they want to run for him, but he's good. So Rutledge down at first base. Lures now at second for Luke Mansfield, who struck out his first time. Still just one out. We're in the fourth inning. The pitch. He bunts. That's a good bunt down the third base line. Du Bois bobbles it. It'll be a base hit. Cade came off and tried to put the ball, push it into his glove, and he missed it. And it'll be an infield single, and the bases are loaded with one out for Jacob Roberts. I would call the sacrifice of an error, but I don't think the ball was bunted absolutely perfect on the third base line. I don't think Caden could have thrown him out.
Timeout, Tigers.
So Du Bois, who had been cruising until this inning, got a strikeout of Traver, and then Wilbanks doubled into right center. A two-hopper down the line. It just stayed fair for an RBI single. And Jordan Rutledge got hit on the wrist, and now an infield single on attempted sacrifice. And the bases are loaded with one down. Run already in. Salem down 2-1 here in the fourth inning. Coach Edwards out there talking over with his infield. Salem will look for two, preferably probably going home to first. Reminding everybody only one out. Don't forget about the infield fly rule. So they're going to play in at first and third. They're going to look for two up the middle for Jacob Roberts. The pitch from Du Bois comes home. Up and in, almost hit him. 1-0 the count. One down. Du Bois, the sign from Sanders. Ready, nods, yes. Fastball outside corner, strike. 1-1. Only one down. Roberts flew out to short center's first time. Waits. Brings it. Foul backing off to the right side, out of play. 1-2. Kane could use the strikeout here. He's got 4 of them in the game. One-out rally by the Bears. Generated a run here in the fourth. The pitch, and there's a fly ball in the center field. Coming on is Moody. He makes the catch. The throw comes home, and not in time. Goes off of Sanders' glove, but no further advancement. He had to dive for that. It was a dying quail in center. So a sacrifice fly makes it 3-1. As Lewis comes home, but nobody else advances. 3-1 our score as Rogers stands in. Rogers has reached in the air and struck out. Good job by Jacob Roberts just to make contact, and he almost got himself a base hit. And there's a grounder right to Edwards. Picks it up and steps on the bag to retire the side.
Grounder to third.
Fielder's choice, 5 unassisted as Rutledge is forced out to retire the side. 2 runs on a total of 3 hits. No errors, 2 left. We've now played 4. It's the Willow Springs Bears 3, the Salem Tigers 1. We'll come back in a minute. This is Tiger Baseball on KSMO Media.
Hi, this is Jimmy Bell, internal medicine nurse practitioner. I'm excited to be the new provider at Salem Memorial District Hospital Family Medicine. I'll be providing medical care for patients ages 18 and over. Please call 729-8000 to make an appointment. We are open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, and all private and other insurance. And at Salem Memorial District Hospital, always remember that it's all about the patient, every encounter, every time.
This is Mike Elliott from Town & Country Insurance. As an independent agent, we shop many different companies, allowing us to find the best value for our clients. Town & Country Insurance has been serving South Central Missouri since 1963. We have offices in Salem, Rolla, Licking, and Mountain Grove, and would welcome an opportunity to show you what we can do for you. Stop by 400 West Scenic Rivers Boulevard, located inside the Town & Country Bank, or you can call our office at 729-6624.
To the top of the 5th we go. It will be Edwards ball, and at the top of the order for the Salem Tigers, facing Rogan Traver. They have only 2 hits in the game.
Number 13, Blake Edwards.
Edwards struck out his first time. Facing Rogan Traver here in the 5th. 3-1 Bears. The pitch, and there's a ground ball towards the hole. Knocked down off the glove of the third baseman. The throw to first is still in time to get him by Blake Edwards. Blake Edwards kind of took a long route to first base. He was way down toward the Bears dugout and then came back. So I'm not quite sure if that was where his momentum from the at-bat took him, but it's a couple extra steps. I think he was out by about a half step. Corby Ball stands in. 5-3 on that putout. And a strike to Corby. Corby was called out on strikes after fouling off a number of pitches. Traver brings it. There's a line drive into left center field. That's a base hit. Ball got one up.
Ball right to left center for
and he gets a base hit. 3rd hit of the day for the Tigers, and Trey Richter will stand in. Salem down by 2. Trey has walked and scored, reached on an error. Big hole on that right side. Trey does like to pull it. They give him left center as well. They give him the right field line, too. They bunch him toward right center. The pitch, and a high pop-up on the infield. Drifting out and making the catch, second baseman Foster.
To second base for the second out.
Well, Coach Edwards telling them to go after a pitch they can handle, but we've seen a lot of pop-ups here today by Salem. So Caden Moody stands in. Corby Ball at first base. Almost got those two intertwined there. Short lead by Corby to pitch. Moody takes a strike with a fastball. Still that big hole on the right side. Ball's got some speed. Traver brings it home. Low gets by the catcher. And ball down to second base on the wild pitch.
Ball advances off the bat.
So a base hit could bring in a run. Not very deep for Cade Moody. A little bit deeper in right field. Center is shallow, so is left. 1-1 to count, 2 down. Pitch from Traver. Coming home. Up and in for the strike is called right there on the inside edge. 1-2. Caden didn't like the call, but he's right on top of that plate. 2 down. Throw back to second. Fake throw to second, actually. Corby not a very big lead down there. 1-2 the count, 2 down. We're in the 5th inning. 3-1 Bears. The pitch to Moody. Almost hit him right about shoulder high and inside. Backs him off 2-2 to count. Big hole on the left side as they try to keep ball close at second. The pitch just missed on a curveball. Traver wanted it, didn't get it. 3-2. 2 down. Moody waits. Rogan Traver the sign from Kohler. He brings it. Oh, a fastball high. Moody is called out. Ball's a little bit high. He's called out on strikes to retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors, a man left. We have now played 4.5 to the bottom of the 5th we go. It's Willow 3, Salem 1. Back in a minute. This is Tiger Baseball on KSMO Radio.
Have you had a fender bender or crashed your vehicle? Come and see Jadwin and Smith Auto Body and Auto Care for all of your auto body needs. They have over 20 years of experience of putting vehicles back in mint condition. Take your vehicle to Jadwin and Smith Auto Body and Auto Care at 1202 West Scenic Rivers Boulevard in Salem across from Walmart, or call 729-3900. Locally owned by Tim and Wendy Smith.
Every project is different, which is why Salem Trust wants you to know they'll work directly with anyone. You don't need a contractor to use their services. Salem Trust can then use their modern engineering software to design and construct the quality trusses specific for your home, barn, or business. The size of the job doesn't matter, but the quality of their work does. Plus, Salem Trust is locally owned and operated. Open Monday through Friday. Call Salem Trust at 729-9276 for more information.
To the bottom of the 5th we go. The Bears with a 2-run lead, 3-1. Caden DuBois back to the hill. He's given up 5 hits in the game, 3 of them coming in the 4th inning. A 1-out double to Braxton Wilbanks. Dustin Lewis followed with a base hit right down the third base line. Jordan Rutledge hit by a pitch, and then Luke Mansfield with an infield bunt single. Before Jacob Roberts hit a little dying quail in the center that Cade Moody had to dive for. He caught the ball, but it ended up being a sacrifice fly before Rogers grounded out on a fielder's choice to third. Standing in to lead it off is Ryan Frigga, and he pops it up. Hamilton over by the fence. That one goes out of play. Quickly 0-1. DuBois ready. So is Sanders. And a pitch to Fricka. Curveball, another pop-up foul out of play. Got to find a new bunch of baseballs somewhere quickly. Quickly 0-2. Leadoff man, Ryan Fricka, be followed by Ryan Kohler, then Rogan Traver. Pitch to Frigga, and there's a ground ball right at Richter. He has on the big hop. Though to first is in time. Frigga out by plenty. 6-3. He's 1 for 3 today. Standing in is Kohler, who has grounded to short, grounded to second. Scoring number 5 stands in from the right side, waiting for Caden DuBois. Here comes curveball. He bunts that ball down the third base line. Getting it is Edwards. They'll never throw him out. Edwards waited for the big hop, but as soon as he stopped, no way on this grass infield, just like Salem, when that ball just dies up, it just checks. And then it becomes a base hit. So Rogan Traver stands in. He is singled. He is struck out. Runner first base, 1 out. Fastball high by DuBois. So Kohler taking advantage of the grass infield here. As I mentioned, they cut it back toward the fence, but not on the field of play. Pitch, it's low and goes right by Sanders. It'll be a stolen base for Kohler. Sanders couldn't handle a pitch in the dirt as Kohler had taken off. So he's at second base, 1 out in scoring position, and a pop-up back and out of play. Rogan Traver gets back in. Man at second base. The pitch, up and in. 3-1. Braxton Wilbanks on deck. That pitch, a swing and a foul tip. Caught by Sanders, 3-2. Like Travers trying to go to right field. Pitch comes home and a foul off to the right side. Man at second base. That's Kohler. Traver at the plate. DuBois checks. Brings it. Ground ball towards Edwards. Looks the man back at second. Throw to first in time. No return throw to third. Blake did everything he could right that time. Kohler still able to advance. The only way it would have been is if Stevens got behind him, but he was playing too deep and up the middle. And any further hesitation by Edwards would allow the runner to reach. So 2 down, runner third, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Off-speed curveball. One of the better ones by DuBois today. Had Braxton Wilbanks way out in front. Good stop by Sanders on that one down in the dirt. 0-1. Pitch comes home. Fastball for a strike. Quickly 0-2. Kohler at third. 2 down. 3-1 Bears. The pitch comes home. And a fly in the short right field. That's trouble. It's going to fall for a base hit to make it 4-1. Wilbanks just put the bat out and just popped that one. Stevens hesitated. I'm not sure he could have got it anyway, but that little hesitation, there was no way he's going to catch that ball at that point, and Cash Howard couldn't get to it. An RBI single. 4-1 Bears. Dustin Lures will stand in. He grounded one just inside the bag at third for an RBI single back in the 4th inning. Pitch comes home, a high and tight, ball 1. Well, the Tigers are getting anybody warmed up. It looks like Caden's about running out of gas here in this 5th inning. Pitch comes in. There's a foul back. 1-1. Lewis showed bunt, try and draw somebody in. Didn't work. One run in the first for each team, and the Bears got 2 in the 4th. They've added 1 here in the 5th. Pitch from DuBois, curveball inside, throw to second base, and he called a runner safe. Richter put the tag down. Base umpire got over there and called him safe. Good throw by Sanders, was right there. It looked like Richter had to throw down. Salem did not get the call. 2-1 to count. The pitch from Du Bois. Pop-up foul back. It's out of play. 2-2. Salem in their sixth inning will have Du Bois, Hamilton, and Howard. They're going to need some runs. Quick. The pitch comes home and a high fly ball to left center field over his Moody's there, and he makes the catch. Lure flies out to center. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and there was a man left. We've now played 5. 4-1 Bears will come back in 1 minute. This is Tiger Baseball on KSMO Media.
Life is a series of moments. Big moments, small moments, moments you want to bottle up so they can last forever. At Edward Jones, we want to make the most of all of them. Whether you're planning for a trip of a lifetime, retirement, or just need some everyday advice along the way. That's why an Edward Jones financial advisor like me works with you to build strategies for today and tomorrow. Life is for living. Let's partner through all of it. I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Leah Nash. Call me or Joe Brand at Edward Jones, 573-729-3831. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Cuddy's Well Service and Plumbing, LLC in Salem provides well pump repairs to existing wells and pump installations in new wells. In addition, they can handle all of your plumbing needs. They can also provide backhoe and dump truck services. Need Creek Rock or White Rock delivered? Give Cuddy's Well Service a call at 729-2787. Cuddy's is a proud supporter of Salem Tiger Athletics and all of the students in Salem and Dent County.
To the sixth inning we go. Salem needs a field goal to tie it up. Caden Du Bois will stand in. He can't do it by himself, though. Different sport. Caden has flown out twice, fairly deep to center, both times. But both for outs. Tigers only have 6 outs to play with. They need 3 runs to tie. And there's a high fly ball in the right center field. Getting over there and making that catch is Will Banks. Du Bois got that one really high in the air. And Hamilton will stand in. He's 2 for 2 with a double to right center and a base hit to left. He's got 2 of the 3 Salem Tiger hits in the game. Willow Springs with 7 hits in the game. Curveball in for a strike. Dropping down almost sidearm that time was Rogan Traver. Straight away for Hamilton as the pitch comes home. Pop fly right side near the dugout and out of play. Tigers need a rally with some bats. Rogan Traver has done a good job. 0-2 to Hamilton. Swing and a miss. Good high, hard fastball. He blew it by him, his 4th strikeout. And Cash Howard will stand in.
Number 19, Cash Howard.
Cash Howard grounded out to shortstop his first time, then popped to short. Young man stands in from the left side. Tigers with 2 left-handed batters in their lineup. Strike on the outside corner. Cash waits. Traver brings it. Sidearm, a swing and a miss. Ball cutting in on the inside corner on him. Right in on the hands. We're in the 6th inning. Nothing shaking for the Tigers. 2 down. The pitch comes home. There's a smash right at the first baseman off his knee, and Howard's going to reach. I want to give him a base hit on that one. That ball was smoked. Mansfield tried to stay in front of it. That ball hit him right in the knee. right off to the edge of the side of the knee and then went towards second base. So Hayden Sanders will stand in. 4-1 Bears. Ash crushed that ball right at Mansfield. He tried to stay in front of it, but that ball got him good. Pitch to Sanders. Held up on the slow curve. Hayden back in. Big hole on the right side. Second baseman Fossiter scoots over just a little bit. The pitch, chopper toward third. Picked up there. The throw to first base is not in time. Hayden beats it out. Ryan Frigga got him softly hit, and Hayden beat it out. It's an infield single, and Roy Stevens stands in. He's the tying run at the plate. Sanders will check out. Coming in is Landon Richter. Two hits here in the sixth inning. Stevens, who's reached on a fielder's choice and popped out. Tigers need a two-out hit to keep the rally going. The pitch comes home. Fastball outside corner for a strike. First baseman behind the runner first, but still right down the first base line, so there's room on that right side. Traver checks the runners, first and second, throws to second base, low, and no play as the shortstop Rogers knocks it down. I think Howard was all of 7 feet away from the bag, had no trouble getting back. Big hole on the left side, too, at Rogers trying to keep the man close at second. Pitch to Stevens, and he fouls it right at the plate, and it's 0-2. A lot of room on both sides of the infield with the runners trying to be kept close. Traver looking for the sign, and now Stevens backs out. He gets back in. Sign from Kohler. The pitch. There's a grounder towards third. Knocked down, picked up, no play. That'll be an error on Frigga, and the bases are loaded for Blake Edwards.
Keep it on the infield. Bases loaded for the Tigers.
Bases loaded for Blake Edwards. Now Wyatt Martin's going to hit for Edwards. So Wyatt Martin here in the top of the sixth will hit for Blake Edwards. He's the lead run. Tigers looking for some pop here. Bases loaded, 2 down. All started with 2 outs. Traver brings it, swing and a miss. At third base, it's Cash Howard. At second, it's Landon Richter. At first base, Roy Stevens. Good speed on the bases. Martin waits. Pitch, swing and a miss. Ball gets away, but no advancement. And it's quickly 0-2. Tigers need a hit. Martin stands in. The 0-2 from Traver. Outside with a fastball. 1-2. Wyatt waits. Traver looks, brings it. Curveball, strike 3 call. He could not pull the trigger. He's called out on strikes. And the Tigers get no runs on 2 hits, an error, 3 left. They've now played 5.5. To the bottom of the 6th inning we go. It's the Bears 4, Salem Tigers 1. We'll come back in 1 minute. This is Tiger Baseball on KSMO Media.
Have you heard our big news?
Progressive Ozark Bank was named in the top 20 of all banks nationwide for services to farm and agriculture in 2022 by the ICBA. No other bank in our region made the list. As a matter of fact, only 2 other banks in all of Missouri are named. We are so humbled and proud to know we did more for local farm and ranch families than any other banks around. Farm families are at the heart of what we do and who we are, and you can trust that we will continue to be there for you. Progressive Ozark Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender, where people matter.
Enrichment Services of Dent County is a nonprofit agency providing rehabilitative services to individuals with developmental disabilities or functional impairments. They offer a variety of programs tailored to fit the various needs of local citizens, from adult daycare for social and recreational needs to in-home health care for those disabled or medically fragile clients. For more information about the services they provide, call Director Tanya Newman at 729-7279.
So some lineup changes as Corby Ball will come in. Take over for Caden DuBois, who went 5 innings. He ended up giving up 7 hits, a total of 4 runs. All 4 were, 3 of the 4 were earned. As far as Caden did not walk anybody, that's always a key. But he did hit a man. And he did strike out a total in the game of 4 batters. So Corby Ball will come on here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be Carson Barrett to go to left field, and DuBois will move to third. Everything else will stay the same. Tigers had a good chance there in the 6th inning. 2-out rally, a base hit by Howard. Sanders got an infield singles. He beat out the Tapper to third. Stevens reached on the error by the third baseman, Ryan Frigga. But Wyatt Martin, pinch hitting, struck out. For the Bears, it'll be the bottom 3 in the order: Jordan Rutledge, Luke Mansfield, and Jacob Roberts.
Number 2, right fielder, Jordan Rutledge.
Standing in, swing and a miss is Rutledge. Young man stands in from the right side. Pitch from Ball. Took his little something off, and he fouled it off. Quickly 0-2. A base hit by Braxton Wilbanks in that 5th inning brought a run home with 2 down. Make it 4-1. And a high fly ball down the left field line. Barrett over there that way, and that ball's a foul ball and out of play. Barrett gave it a good chase. That's out of our sight line. Standing back in is Rutledge, and the pitch comes home. Curveball in the dirt. 1-2. Corby Ball taking over for DuBois. The 1-2 comes home in the dirt again. Quickly 2-2. Almost like a straight change. Came up short. Sign from Sanders. Ball's ready. And the pitch. A pop fly back out of play. Still 2-2, nobody down. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch from Ball, strike 3 call. Nice curve. Ball's first strikeout. He had Rutledge way off balance on that off-speed pitch. And Luke Mansfield will stand in. Lucas single, struck out. Stranded back in that 4th inning. One down. Bottom of the sixth inning, the pitch comes in, a pop-up on the infield. Richter calls for it. Trey makes the catch, 2 down. Ball right in on the hands of Mansfield. He popped it up. And Jacob Roberts, who got a sacrifice fly and a little dunker in the center field, and a heck of a play by Cade Moody to come in and make that catch on a diving effort, but it became a sacrifice fly in that fourth and drove in the extra run to make it 3-1 at the time. Fastball's high. Bears have had 7 hits, and they've taken advantage of their hits. Tigers got 3 on the 6, could not get that run across. 4-1 our score. Pitch comes in, a swing and a miss, 1-1. Top of the order next. Salem will have ball and then the top of the order in the 7th. They'll need at least 3. 1-1 pitch, 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th, and a foul back, and it's quickly 1-2. Salem will be at Thayer on Thursday. Take on the Bobcats. They have 3-7 right now. The curveball and a foul back. That's Roberts. Good 2-strike hitter. He just puts the bat on the ball. May not be driving it anywhere, but he's going to put the bat on the ball and make somebody make a play. He waits. The 1-2 comes home, and a swing and a miss. That's a high fastball. 2 strikeouts for Corby Ball. Down in order go the Bears, 1, 2, 3, and the bottom of the 6th inning. We go to 7th. Do or die time for the Salem Tigers. They're down by 3, 4-1. We'll come back in a minute. This is Tiger Baseball on KSMO Media.
So I switched my insurance to State Farm, and get this. I talked to an actual State Farm agent who lives in my actual town. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town gave me actual help with the coverage I needed. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town who gave me actual help actually knows my name. And get this. They actually say it's called service.
Insurance with a local agent? It's called service. Call State Farm agent Cameron Irway in Salem today.
Have you seen Town Screen yet? It's one of the most affordable ways to get your message out in the community. With strategically placed vertical screens in numerous locations in Salem, check it out at the American Legion Post number 99, Looking Glass Salon, Salem Senior Center, and McCoy Vision Clinic, just to name a few. Find out more about how you can use Town Screen for everything local. Stop by 800 South Main or call 636-338-1199. Hometown created and maintained, Town Screen in Salem.
We go to the 7th inning. Corby Ball staying in. He is singled and struck out. 1 for 2 in the game. Salem with 5 hits in the game. Ball has one of them. The pitch comes in. A swing and a miss. As Traver took something off, Corby way out in front. 1-1 the count. Next pitch, curveball. This one grounded toward third. Off Riga, picks it up, throws to first base, and he is out. Riga stuck with it. Ball didn't bounce that far away, and Corby thrown out at first base. 1 out for Trey Richter.
Back to top of the lineup for the Tigers.
Trey is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored back in the first inning. Reached on an error and popped out. Pitch to Richter, outside corner, first strike. Traver going all the way for the Bears. The 0-1. There's a line drive base hit in the left field. Nice pitch and a better hit. Tried to backdoor Richter, and Trey stepped right into that one and drilled it between short and third. Good idea. But the batter this time just out Fox, the pitcher. Cade Moody stands in. He's flown out to right, flown out to center, and he's just called out on strikes. He's 0 for 3. Pitch, it's a strike. Caden gave up on the ball, came back, cut over the plate. Du Bois is next. Tigers need 3 to tie. Pitch coming to Moody. Here it is. Strike 2 on the outside corner. Caden checked his swing. Big hole on that right side where Richter is being held on. 0-2 the count. Pitch from Traver. Strike 3 call. Throw to first base. He's back. Moody called out on strikes again. That's the 6th strikeout. Caden Du Bois has flown out to center 3 times. Rogan Traver. There you go. 1 out away from the win. Throws a fastball to Du Bois. Richter staying at first base, leaving that hole over there, but Moody couldn't take advantage of it. Owen Hamilton on deck. The pitch, low and away. Rogan Traver for the Bears, who lead it 4-1. Looks in, gets the sign from Kohler. He's ready. The pitch comes on way high. 2-1. Very shallow for Du Bois in left field. Pitch comes in, a foul back off the screen, and it's 2-2. 1 out single by Richter. He's there with 2 outs at first base. 3-run Bear lead. Du Bois waits. Pitch to Caden. Fouled it back. Just got a piece. Had to reach for that one a bit. It's been an expedited game. Very quick. Don't forget Cards tonight on KSMO 645 pregame show. The pitch. There's a smash in the deep left center field. That ball has a chance. It is off the fence. Here comes Richter. He will score, and Du Bois will pull up with a double. He didn't miss by much, maybe about 5 feet. 4-2. Now the tying run, Owen Hamilton will stand at the plate. He crushed that ball in the left center field. Wilbanks went back, and I think he thought it was going to be up against the fence a little farther, and he kind of reached for it instead of going to the fence. But still a well-hit ball by Du Bois. There's a smash right at second base, but he gets the big cherry hop, and he throws out Hamilton, and this game has come to an end. Tigers do get a run, but they lose it to the Willow Springs Bears by a final score of 4-2. We'll take a 3-minute break, and let's come back and wrap things up from Willow Springs. Salem loses it by a final score of 4-2. We'll come back in 3 minutes.
Your legacy,
Tiger Baseball.
Protect it, prosper, and pass it on. Stephen Patterson, attorney at law, specializes in real estate planning, probate, family law, and business law. A Salem native, Stephen Patterson provides comprehensive representation to clients throughout southern Missouri. If you need assistance, contact Stephen Patterson, attorney at law, at 573-453-2529.
Hi, my name is Michelle Bland. I'm the new family nurse practitioner at SMDH Family Medicine. I will be providing family medical services for all ages. I'm now accepting new patients, so please call 729-8000 to make an appointment. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, and all private and other insurances. Salem Memorial District Hospital, every patient, every encounter, every time.
The Bank of Salem is part of the MoneyPass ATM network. MoneyPass has nearly 23,000 ATMs coast to coast, and the network continues to grow. MoneyPass ATM is surcharge-free, so you won't worry about paying a fee to access your money. Regardless of where you live, work, or travel, you're sure to find a MoneyPass ATM nearby. Just look for the MoneyPass logo and use your existing Bank of Salem ATM or debit card. It's that easy, and it's all part of our commitment to providing you with superb products and services. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Love your car savings going on right now at Napa Auto Parts Store in Salem, where you can save 10% on Napa lawn and garden and marine and RV batteries. Valvoline multi-purpose grease, the 1-pound size, is $4.99. And Napa antifreeze and coolant ready to use, $14.99 for the gallon size. Stop by Napa Auto Parts Store at 604 East Scenic Rivers Boulevard in Salem today.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're here for all of life's wins. Like when you get a new car, or new boat, or new driver, or when your son moves out but your mom moves in, or you find out you're expecting again, or when one rental property turns into 2, then 20, or you realize they're all in Tornado Alley. Life is full of life events. Make sure you have the right policy for each of life's wins.
A life event could qualify you for a discount. Call me, Willie Strader, your Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance agent, and we will make sure you have the coverage you need.
What's the fastest way for you to get yourself up to date on the latest in news, sports, weather, and obituaries that costs you absolutely nothing? It's Your World Today. Serving Salem and Dent County now for over 20 years, Your World Today is 4 pages of information that will take you about 5 minutes to read, and they're available in over 30-plus locations in Salem and in Bunker. Your World Today. Pick one up every weekday. They're free.
Here at Willow Springs, the Bears hold on to beat the Salem Tigers 4-2. Salem falls to 3-8 on the year, 1-2 in the SCA conference, and a well-played game. Ball game went by pretty quick. Both teams played pretty rapidly, and Willow Springs Bears just got through the lineup one time. Everybody got 3 times at bat. That's pretty amazing. That's just a total of 27 at bats total for the Bears, but they were able to capitalize and drive in 4 runs, and they won it 4-2 over the Salem Tigers. Good job by Rogan Traver. He went 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. Caden DuBois pitched well, 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Did hit 1 man, and kind of came back to haunt them just a little bit. But those are the things that do happen when you get just a 1 inning, and it kind of went bad on Caden. That 4th inning, a 1-out double, and then things just kind of fell apart a little bit. And base hit drove in a run, and then a hit by pitch, an infield single on a bunt, and then a sacrifice fly. And all of a sudden, Salem, what was a 1-1 game, was suddenly 3-1. But he pitched well. Corby Ball came in, pitched 1 inning, got 2 strikeouts. So good pitching by both teams today, as the Salem Tigers lose it 4-2. Trey Richter 1 for 3 in the game, scored twice for the Salem Tigers. Moody 0 for 4, 1 for 4. Caden DuBois with an RBI. Owen Hamilton 2 for 4 with an RBI. Cash Howard 1 for 3. Hayden Sanders 1 for 3. Roy Stevens was 0 for 3, but he did reach on an error. Blake Edwards 0 for 2, and Wyatt Martin 0 for 1. And Corby Ball 1 for 3 in the game. For Willow Springs, Jace Rogers was 0 for 3. Did score a run as he reached on an error. 1 for 3 for Ryan Frigga. Ryan Kohler 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Rogan Traver 1 for 3. And Braxton Wilbanks, he was 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Dustin Lewis 1 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. Jordan Rutledge was hit by a pitch. He was 0 for 2, though. Luke Mansfield 1 for 3, and Jacob Roberts, he was 0 for 2 with an RBI and a sacrifice fly. So very, as I mentioned, expeditiously played game, very nicely done. And but unfortunately for Salem Tigers, it was the wrong team winning by a final score of 4-2. We'll come back and tell you how this scoring was done. This one we return in 2 minutes. This is Tiger Baseball on KSMO Media.
Did you know that Salem Memorial District Hospital Rehab Department is growing and adding services? Hi, I'm Gina Daniels, the Director of Rehab at Salem Memorial Hospital. We have certified therapists that specialize in wound care and lymphedema management. Discuss your rehab needs with your physician and come see us. Let our friendly and caring staff help you get your life back. Call 573-729-6626 to schedule an appointment. We are committed to every patient, every encounter, every time.
Don't have any time to fix anything to eat, and you're looking for something to munch on? Well, at Country Mart in Salem, you'll find Glenn's Smokehouse mouth-watering pork steaks, baby back ribs, pulled pork, and so much more. Plus, in the deli, you'll find breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day, and your favorite deli meats and cheeses. Country Mart also has a bakery for your pies, cakes, and decorated cakes, donuts, and breads. So stop by Country Mart, Highway 3272 East in Salem today. They're here to help you save.
There's a place for do-it-yourselfers with everything for your car or truck.
Check out these spring specials at K&H Auto Supply. You'll find True Fuel Pre-Mix 2-Cycle Fuel $7.49, Body Glove Seat Covers for $32.99, No Spill 5-gallon gas can for $36.99, and a Carbon XT Lightning Cable Charger for $19.99. K&H Auto Supply here in Salem.
Park City. Yeah, Park City. Park City.
Hi, Carrie Patton here from Town & Country Bank. We've got all the perks of a national bank, like online banking, quick loan approval, and you can even deposit your check from your phone. That's not why our customers love us, though. They love us because we still offer hometown customer service. Stop by one of our area locations and let our friendly team remind you how special hometown banking can be. Smart, friendly solutions. Town & Country Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Willow Springs. The Bears won at 4-2 today. Salem got on top at first inning. A walk to Trey Richter, and then a fly out by Caden Moody and a fly out by Caden DuBois. But then Owen Hamilton doubled to right center. Trey able to come all the way around to make it 1-0. For the Bears, they tied it up in the first inning. A smash that went right to Blake Edwards, hit him right in the chest, came off. He got the ball plenty of time, though, to throw out Rogers, but threw the ball badly to first base. It skipped past Hamilton, and Jake Rogers was at second base. A pop out by Ryan Frigga and a ground out by Ryan Kohler. A wild pitch put Rogers then at third base, and he scored on a base hit by Rogan Traver as he got that one in the center field, and it tied the game 1-1. It stayed that way until the fourth inning, when after a strikeout of Rogan Traver, Braxton Wilbanks doubled into right center. Then Dustin Lewis hit a ground ball right down the third base line. It stayed fair by about a foot, and that drove in Wilbanks with the go-ahead run, made it 2-1. Then Jordan Rutledge stood in and got hit by a pitch on the wrist. Then Luke Mansfield bunted for a base hit, put a perfect bunt right down the third base line. DuBois came over, tried to field it, and dropped the ball, but Mansfield was already at first base. Then Jacob Roberts got what I kind of call a back-breaking run of that inning with just a kind of a check swing, fly ball to short center. Good job by Cade Moody to come in and make the diving catch. Unfortunately, that became a sacrifice fly. It made it 3-1 before Rogers hit to third base, and a little step on the bag by Edwards retired the sign. Another run scored in the fifth inning for Willow Springs as Ryan Kohler reached on a base hit, stole second, and then a base hit by Braxton Wilbanks on kind of a check swing to right field, and that brought him in to make it 4-1. The Tigers got a run in the seventh inning after Corby Ball grounded out, a base hit by Richter to left field. Booty was called out, and then Caden DuBois hit a deep one off the left center field fence on a one-hopper there, right there just at the base of the fence, and that drove in Richter for the second time. Richter came in to score. Made it 4-2, but Owen Hamilton hit a hard grounder to second to retire the side, and that was the game. 4-2, Willow Springs win it. Salem will be at Thayer this Thursday, 4:30 game time. We'll have that here at KSMO. Salem now 3-8 on the year, 1-2 in the SCA. Tomorrow we have on the KSMO media side, and on radio, Salem Tiger Lady Softball. They'll be at the Salem City Park to take on the Licking Lady Wildcats. 5 o'clock is start time of that one. We'll be there to bring it to you 4:45, and Coach Wilson will be talking to her prior to that game in Tiger Talk. In the meantime, until then, we got Cardinal Baseball coming your way tonight at 6:45, so stick around for that. They'll be coming your way in just a little bit. But that game tomorrow, again, don't forget, we're giving away those Ron Copeland Stadium blankets, and you'll have a chance to register for that. 3 blankets were given away this morning, and, boy, I tell you what, nice blankets, and we've got still more to give away during our KSMO media broadcast, so hopefully you're going to be streaming with us tomorrow and take advantage of that. Even if you're listening on the radio, if once you hear the key word, you can call in. You go to our website. I don't call in, but you go to our website, and you can go check that out at ks4radio.com, but you'll need to know the key word. You can go there and look at it right now. You'll see a picture of the bag that holds that stadium blanket, which, by the way, you get as well. It's going to be up in the right-hand corner of our website, right at the very top right side. Click on that, and you'll see a little form. It's very simple. If you know your name and you know a way to call you, you're in good shape. But unfortunately, today, if you go there, you don't know the code word. And until you know that key word, it's no good. So be thinking about that tomorrow when the Lady Tigers and the Licking Lady Wildcats battle. Salem City Park, 5 o'clock. Right here on KSMO and on KSMO Media. For Jim back at the station, my name is Stan Stevens. Thank you for joining us for Tiger Baseball on your Monday afternoon. What a great day for baseball, but not the great score. We hope to get Salem lose it by a final score of 4-2. Have yourselves a great evening, and don't forget Cards Baseball coming up, all right here in KSMO. Oh, what a night it is going to be, right? You betcha. Beautiful sunshine, some clouds out here in Willow Springs, so I hope you have a chance to enjoy the evening as well. And good night from Willow Springs, Missouri.
Be listening next time for Salem Tiger Baseball on KSMO. Brought to you by K&H Auto Supply, Town & Country Bank, Salem Memorial Hospital, Salem Memorial Clinic, Farm Bureau Insurance, Country Mart, the Bank of Salem, Napa Mooney Auto Supply, Your World Today, Progressive Ozark Bank, Town Screen LLC, City of Salem, Town & Country Insurance, Tax Masters, Southwest Baptist University Salem Campus, Terrell Complete Auto Care, Edward Jones, Duncan Family Chiropractic, Jadwin & Smith Auto Body, State Farm Insurance, Stephen Patterson, Attorney at Law, Salem Trust, Cuddy's Well Service and Plumbing LLC, Enrichment Services, Dent County Vet Clinic, Aligned by Design Chiropractic, and Hometown Mechanical.